Hello, my dear children. Hope you are fine. In last few weeks, we were discussing Social Science Part 1. Now, we can move to Social Science Part 2, Geography, Chapter 1, Seasons and Time. Nowadays, in the news, we used to hear the informations. Thrissur, Kozhikode, Palakkad districts, there is orange alert today. Why? According to the meteorological department, that day we expect severe rain, thunder, wind, etc. In the last 2 months, we were in severe drought and excessive heat. Even we find very difficult to sit inside the room without a fan. Some places there was sunstroke even. In November-December months or Christmas season, we know that when we return to the home from school, that time itself darkness or night spreads. We find very difficult for the outdoor games and everything is buried in snow. We experience severe cold. Some months we could see the trees and grass slowly turn green and the spring arrives with the flowers and leaves. In certain months we have observed trees shed their leaves and some regions lies like a bed with fallen leaves. These changes are noticeable in our planet Earth. As we know, we call it as different seasons, namely spring, summer, autumn and winter. Such wonderful or astonishing visuals that the nature prepares are more pronounced or strong in mid-latitudes. Now let us see what is called seasonal change. We experience the recurrence of winter, summer and rainy season one after the other. Such a change on the earth is known as seasonal change. Recurrence means occurrence or appear. That means the recurrence of winter, summer, rainy and autumn season one after the other is known as seasonal change. Why seasonal change occur? All these phenomena depend on rotation and revolution of the earth. We can recall what we have learned in the smaller classes. What is rotation? Rotation is the spinning or turning of the earth on its axis. The axis is an imaginary line which passes through the center of the earth, connecting north and south pole. As you know, the earth completes one rotation within a span of 23 hours, 56 minutes and 4.09 seconds, which is roughly 24 hours. Let us see revolution. It is the movement of the earth around the sun, or it is an elliptical orbit that the earth revolves around the sun. How much time does the earth takes to complete one revolution? 365 and 1/4 days. But for our convenience, we consider 1 year with 365 days. 1/4 days of 4 years together given to 1 year, and that year we call leap year. It has 366 days. That is, in that year, February has 29 days. We have studied in the previous classes that the axis of Earth is tilted or inclined at an angle of 66.5 degrees from the orbital plane. If measured from the vertical plane, this would be 23.5 degrees. Observe the figure carefully and see the axis of Earth is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degrees from the orbital plane. If it is measured from the vertical plane, this would be 23.5 degrees. The earth maintains this tilt or inclination chariva throughout its revolution. This is known as the parallelism of the earth's axis. Observe the parallelism of the earth axis from the given diagram. You could see March 21, both hemisphere gets equal amount of sunlight. Then June 21 we could see northern hemisphere gets maximum solar energy. September 23rd again we could see both hemisphere gets equal amount of sunlight. But in December 22, we could see that southern hemisphere gets maximum solar energy. The earth axis has inclination and it maintains this tilt or inclination throughout its revolution. That is why we could see variation in the amount of sunshine. Observe the picture. We could see earth near and far from the sun. The days on which the sun and earth are nearest known as perihelion, and the sun and earth are farthest or much distant, it is called aphelion. You observe the figure and recall the important latitudes from the figure you already studied in the smaller classes. You could see 0 degree latitude is known as equator and 23.5 degree north latitude is called Tropic of Cancer. 66.5 degree north latitude is known as Arctic Circle. 90 degree north latitude is known as North Pole. And 23.5 degree south latitude is called Tropic of Capricorn. 66.5 degrees south latitude is known as Antarctic Circle. 90 degrees south is called South Pole. We have seen the earth maintains parallelism throughout the revolution. Since the parallelism is maintained same throughout the revolution, the position of sun in relation to the earth varies apparently between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This is known as the apparent movement of the sun. The word meaning apparently, not real, we feel so. Or in other words, we can say when earth is moving around the sun, for us it appears that the sun is moving. It is actually due to the movement of the earth. The background starts to change. That is here we know or we call apparent movement of the sun. Because of this, there is variation in the sunlight that falls on the earth due to the apparent movement of the sun. The sun rays fall vertically over one hemisphere during one half of the year and on the other hemisphere during the other half. Temperature will be higher over those places where the vertical rays of the sun fall. That you know, in between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, vertical rays of the sun falls. The temperature will be low at places where the sun rays are slanting. That means 66.5 degree north and south regions slanting rays are getting. As a result of the apparent movement of the sun between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, the different seasons get repeated in a cyclic manner. Seasons like spring, summer, autumn and winter. We can conclude the portion by seeing the reasons for the seasons. We already see the important feature of the season is variation in the amount of sunshine. So, what were the reasons for seasons? The apparent movement of the sun due to the inclination of the axis. Next, the earth's revolution and the tilt of the axis results variation in the amount of the sunshine causes different seasons. Apparent movement of the sun due to the inclination of the axis, earth revolution and tilt of the axis. Because of that, there is variation in the amount of sunshine. These are the important reasons for the seasons. You study the portions very well, underline the points in the textbook, get the points from the PDF also, learn very well. I think you might have understood the portion. Okay, thank you.